everybody, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with another Rumour Has It. So the transfer window isn't open yet, but we're already being linked with players as high-flying Newcastle United currently sit in the Champions League spots. We'll be linked to an unbelievable player in a minute, which we're going to get stuck into. Mark's had the stat computer firing up, and I'm really, really excited about talking about this lad, because if we can get him signed, he's a proper player as well. But before we do a little bit of housekeeping, if you haven't already, please click the like and subscribe button. We're sitting on about 1915 subscribers, so thank you so much to everybody who smashed that button. We're looking to push that 2,000 barrier. Come and help us get there. All free content, 2 free shows a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, and then pop-up videos like match reviews and previews and Rumour Has It links like this. So let's get stuck into this player. So the player we're talking about is an absolute gem of a midfielder at the minute, and he's on fire in the Premier League. It is this fella. There's Leandro Trossard from Brighton, 27 years old, Belgian international. You can see there he's got 21 caps, 5 goals and 3 assists in an unbelievable Belgium squad as well. But the kid is absolutely mustard, really. He's quality. You know, in terms of a midfielder, we're going to get into his individual stats in a minute, but he's all action. He's tenacious. He's got pace. He's got vision. He gets all over the pitch, as you can see there on the heat map. He's predominantly kind of hugs to the left-hand side because he can play left wing or attacking midfielder, but he just seems to be everywhere on the park. He wins the ball back. He starts the play, he finishes the play. I mean, he's an unbelievable finisher as well. This season alone, he's got 6 goals and 11 starts and 2 assists. And that was obviously a hat-trick against Liverpool as well. I know Liverpool a little bit on the racks at the minute, but not many players get a hat-trick against Liverpool. And the reported links is that obviously we're interested in £25 million for this kid in January because his contract runs out in the summer. That is an absolute snip for a player who at the minute is one of the best in his position in the Premier League. So you can see there, he's been at Brighton since 2019, 115 appearances, 24 goals and 12 assists. Very, very talented footballer. You see, he's scored goals wherever he's been, really. But at the minute, his stock is probably as high as it's ever going to be. And thanks to his contract situation, we might be able to get him for an absolute snip. So looking at his individual stats there, as I said, he's got 6 in 11. So he's right up there, for the per 90 minutes of 0.40, which puts him in the 82 percentile for goal-scoring midfielders. You can see his shot-to-goal ratio is 0.16. He's in the 80s, and his dribble completion is 67.5%, so he's in the 98 percentile, which is incredible, really. Some of his stats are a little bit low. He's not great on the assists. He does get dispossessed from time to time because he's always brave enough to run with the ball and make something happen. I think in our team, where could I see him fitting in? I could see him fitting into that midfield 3, maybe at the expense of possibly Joe Willock, which is harsh because Joe Willock's been superb. But if you had him, Bruno and Joe Linton in there, for example, I mean, that's an unbelievable workhorse midfield, and goals are in there as well with Bruno and with Trossard. Or he could play on the left-hand side, maybe replace a Maximum, or when some Maximum's off form, or you could rotate the 2, which Mark's put in the stats there. You can see in terms of assists that Maximum does edge it ahead of Trossard. He is very good at creating assists for his strikers and his midfielders running to the box. Weirdly enough, I think if you had Trossard in the team with St. Maximin rather than ahead of him, you would probably create a lot of chances for Trossard. But it's a very exciting link. And as I said there, 25 million quid for this kid is absolutely unbelievable. The only issue I think we may have is that Chelsea are apparently interested too, with Graham Potter being there. I think that pool could possibly maybe get Trossard there. Not because of London being better, Richard Keys, just because of Potter being there as well. Obviously, he signed another player from Brighton. He signed the left back. I can never get his name right, but the kid with the big curly hair. I can't get his name right. But I think that could be a big issue for us. Apparently, Manchester United and Arsenal are also interested in Trossard. Manchester United don't have a goal-scoring midfielder, really. Bruno Fernandes obviously can be that man, but he's kind of slipped back a little bit from that. But it all just depends on how Trossard views Newcastle United. If we're still kind of up there, the Champions League positions, he might think, I fancy a bit of that, new project. I maybe got more chance to play in that team than I have ahead of, a Chelsea midfield or an Arsenal midfield or a Manchester United midfield. But yeah, I think he's an unbelievable player. I'd be over the moon if we signed him. I really, really would. I love Joe Willock. I think Joe Willock's class has worked great. Everything else, he's a younger lad as well. But if you could have Trossard in there, I think for maybe an older, experienced head who is able to get goals from the midfield, get him for a couple of seasons, Joe Willock can maybe learn from him as well and maybe make himself a better player, get those goals back in his game that he had when he first came, as well as all the other work rate. And then Joe Willock's a complete midfielder. Obviously, the only issue, I suppose, with Trossard pushing on if he's in our midfield is Bruno might have to step back a little bit. But it'd be interesting to see how Eddie Howe would fit him in. But he is an Eddie Howe type player. Works his arse off, a leader as well, a good character by the looks of it, a goal scorer. So I don't see why this would be a problem for Newcastle United at all. But let us know what you guys think in the comments below whether you think Trossard would be a good signing for us or not. Obviously, there's loads of names getting linked. We'll be doing loads more rumour hazards as the weeks progress up to the transfer window. Obviously, looking at players in the World Cup too. I'm sure we'll be linked to loads there. But, you know, it's exciting time to be a Newcastle fan. Like I say, with the Champions League positions, we get linked to these mint players like Trossard and Maddison and Diaby and everything else. And at the minute, it looks like we've got a real good chance of getting some of them over the line. So let's keep these links coming, and we'll keep supporting that team, McCoy United. As I mentioned at the start, if you haven't, please whack the subscribe button. We'd love you to come on board, help us get over that 2,000 mark. But until then, this is Chris signing off. Make sure you check out Evermore this Wednesday live at 7 o'clock. Mark's hosting. The lads will be with us. We've got loads to talk about, and we'll catch you later. Cheers. Bye.